Imagine a city, it's bustling, full of life, markets overflow with food. Children play, then in a single day it vanishes, buried under ash. This is Pompeii, a Roman city, frozen in time by the fury of a volcano. Pompeii is a haunting reminder of nature's power and of the fragility of life. It's a snapshot of the past, preserved for centuries by the same forces that destroyed it. The city lay forgotten, buried under tons of volcanic ash and rock, until it was rediscovered in the 18th century. The rediscovery of Pompeii was a sensation. It was like opening a time capsule, a glimpse into the past. We could suddenly see how the Romans lived, their homes, their art, their everyday lives. Pompeii is not just a collection of ruins, it's a story of life and death, of love and loss, a story that continues to fascinate us centuries later. Before the eruption, Pompeii was a thriving city, a popular destination for wealthy Romans. It was a place of commerce and culture. With a population of around 11,000 people, Pompeii was a microcosm of Roman life. The streets of Pompeii were paved with stone, lined with shops and houses. People went about their daily business, unaware of the disaster that was to come. They traded goods, gossiped with neighbors, and enjoyed the city's many pleasures. Pompeii was a city of contrasts. Grand villas stood beside modest homes. Elegant gardens contrasted with bustling workshops. The Forum was the heart of the city, the center of political and religious life. It was a place where people gathered to debate, to socialize, to be entertained. The Pompeians were a diverse group, rich and poor, freeborn and slave. They shared a common culture and a love for their city. They had no idea that their time was running out. For centuries, Mount Vesuvius had loomed over Pompeii, a silent giant, a fertile mountain covered in vineyards. The people of Pompeii believed it to be dormant. They had no memory of its destructive power. Then, in 79 AD, Vesuvius awoke. With a roar that shook the ground, the earth trembled, buildings swayed, panic gripped the city, as the sky turned black with ash and hot stones began to rain down. The eruption began in the afternoon. A column of ash and pumice shot into the sky. It spread out like a giant umbrella, blocking out the sun, turning day into night. The air grew thick with ash and the smell of sulfur. People ran for their lives, seeking shelter, but there was nowhere to hide from the fury of the volcano. As the eruption intensified, Vesuvius unleashed its deadliest weapon, pyroclastic flows. These were superheated avalanches of gas, ash and rock that raced down the slopes of the volcano at hundreds of miles per hour. The pyroclastic flows were inescapable. They engulfed Pompeii in a matter of minutes, vaporizing everything in their path. The heat was so intense that it instantly killed anyone caught in its wake. Their bodies were vaporized, leaving behind only ghostly impressions in the ash. The city was buried under millions of tons of volcanic debris. Buildings collapsed, streets disappeared. Pompeii vanished from the face of the earth. The eruption lasted for 2 days. When it was over, Pompeii was gone, buried under a thick blanket of ash. The once great city was no more. For centuries, Pompeii lay forgotten, a buried city lost to time. Then, in 1748, a farmer made a startling discovery. He unearthed a wall decorated with frescoes. It was the first sign of Pompeii's existence. The discovery sparked a wave of interest. Archaeologists began to excavate the site slowly and carefully. They uncovered the remains of the city houses, shops, temples, all perfectly preserved by the ash. The excavations at Pompeii were a revelation. They provided an unprecedented glimpse into the life of a Roman city. We could see how the Romans lived, worked, and worshipped. Section 6 whispers from the ashes stories of the lost city. The most poignant discoveries at Pompeii were the human remains, frozen in their final moments. These casts of the dead are a stark reminder of the human cost of the disaster. We see a baker clutching his bread, a family huddled together. seeking comfort in their final moments. A dog, chained to a post, unable to escape the disaster. These are not just skeletons, they are people with stories to tell. They remind us that Pompeii was not just a city, it was a home to thousands of people whose lives were cut short by the eruption of Vesuvius. Section 7. Lessons from the ruins, Pompeii's warning. Pompeii is not just a tragedy, it's a lesson, a reminder of the power of nature and the importance of respecting it. We cannot control nature, but we can learn from it and prepare for its fury. The eruption of Vesuvius was a cataclysmic event, but it was not unique. Volcanoes have been erupting for millions of years, and they will continue to erupt. We must be prepared. Pompeii teaches us the importance of understanding natural hazards, of developing early warning systems, and of being prepared to evacuate when disaster strikes. Section 8. Pompeii. Today, a legacy of history and humanity. Today, Pompeii is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. Millions of people visit the ruins every year, to walk the streets, to marvel at the architecture, and to pay their respects to the victims of the eruption. Pompeii is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a reminder of the fragility of human civilization. It is a place where the past comes to life, where we can connect with the people who lived and died there nearly 2,000 years ago. Pompeii is a powerful reminder of the importance of preserving our cultural heritage and of learning from the past. Section 9. Conclusion. Pompeii's enduring message. Pompeii is a story of tragedy, but also of resilience. It is a story that continues to resonate with us. Centuries later, the city may be gone, but its memory lives on. Pompeii reminds us that life is precious and that we should cherish every moment. It also reminds us that even in the face of disaster, the human spirit can endure.